Show us your tips for progretracing.com.au. Ada with you for a pre-Christmas golf day. Sparrow's Fart edition of Show Us Your Tips as I fly solo again with Beaver once more AWOL. That's all right, I'll be docking his pay this week. As we run through Flemington and Randwick headquarters racing in both states, we'll kick off down in Flemington where the rail is in the true. I believe there's a bit of moisture around today, but should be a pretty fair track. Should be standard Flemington there. No surprises. Hard to stamp too many morals at Flemington, I thought. I'm pretty keen on the Randwick meeting, but we'll get to that later in the program. But we'll kick off with the first at Flemington, a 2,600 metre race. Two main chances here. Not a race I'm overly thrilled about. Bartholomew Diaz sat wide, covered a lot of ground, which you can't do around the bend at the Valley. Not knocked around in the end, just about 2 lengths off in the finish, but definitely can forgive that run. Probably on top for me. From Princess Jenny, who was 5 weeks between runs going into Ballarat, just presented the top of the straight like it was about to blow them away, at Packham, I should say, like it was about to blow them away. Couldn't quite reel in a turning. I think fitness gave out there. Now 2 weeks between runs, they've had the 2,500 metre tick again, and will be tough to beat. People will balk at the 62, probably just means you're getting a better price. Joe McNeil flying. Two main chances for me in the first. Westwood out, it was pretty impressive out of weaker stuff, but that's how I'll kick off the day with a less than enthusiastic start to the Flemington program. Interesting race 2, the Lexus Holiday Plate over benchmark 70 over the 1,200 up the straight. Written Miss dominant at Pakenham, very impressive. Cubs here, outside gates at the right place to be, gets control, hard to run in. I'm giving a chance, though, to Mr. Moppet, coming out a very fast race at Warwick Farm. Britain came out of that race and went to Newcastle and won, chasing, that Warwick Farm race was chasing Ballistic Lover, but at the double figures, I believe you're getting around $8 now. I think Mr. Moppet's a good each-way play in this race. From Britain Miss, who the obvious, and it could blow away again. Zion, who's nominated for tonight, still in at the moment. Looked to be a big raw bugger, but it was a pretty impressive return as well at Bendigo. I guess the 3 chances there. 400 metre race for the fillies is the third. Sensationalism returned quite well at Geelong. Sat outside lead, quite soft through the line, just did what it had to do. It still won by just under a couple of lengths. But a race with 5 last start winners, so hard to really stamp anything here. All of them looked to have upside. Mystique Falcon comes through some reasonable form, chasing Cherry Tortoni. Spanish Victory faced a big headwind at Hamilton and was still pretty impressive through the line. And Thunder Peak and Zoo Dancer both covered ground at Moonee Valley. Both started in the market there. Forgive against the bias. So a race that's hard for me to really stamp anything. So one I'll probably ultimately go through the keeper unless you can get maybe a closer to $4 sensationalism. I'll probably play in that range. Race 4 over the mile, benchmark 84. Sees a couple, or most of them coming through country cups. Don't know what to do with Skidor. It's one I tend to found a bit and just can't trust anymore. But when he puts it together as he did at Ballarat last start, he was very impressive. Damien Lane's flying, I believe 10 winners from his last 22 rides, I want to say, somewhere in that vicinity. Just on fire. So reluctantly probably on top Skidor. From Vungus, who is also flying, Gate 1 has beat up, coming around, who's later in the program, City Form, Prey Trois, same thing. Very impressively, Donald Ilmadonga, back-to-back mile wins, comes here. Melissa Julius, so I've one job, that's go to the front and give nothing else a chance. No real surprises me tipping the 2 at the top of the market, but I think they're the ones. The long arm, the unknown, I suppose. Race 5 over the 1,400 metres. Another benchmark 70, maybe a little bit harder, a little bit easier for me to separate. I thought King Magnus was good at Sandown. Sat outside lead, was quite brave. Rail was supposed to be that day from memory and only just beaten a couple of lengths in a finish. Very brave. Garen Piero, horse of some ability, lightly raced. Now if Lindsay Smith is a go-to stable, and interesting here. And I thought Midships is lightly raced. Has always had a spruik on it when it puts it together. Very impressive, and the win exterior was good. So again, top three there. Best result's probably going to be Midships around the $9 mark. As we head to, I should make sure I'm recording here. There we go. Race 6 over the mile, benchmark 78. I really like the return of Lamu at Sandown. Out of its ground, really flew home, and was good from last. Again, Damien Lane, gate 1, question mark, but hopefully means sits closer, can get a split at the top of the straight. Plenty of time up that straight to get a gap. Very good finish on her, and around double figures again. I think that's where I'm going to make my best result. Re-edit's come back a new horse, just flying this prep. 2 impressive wins. Very good at Mooney Valley coming from last. That day, I think that was the place to be, though. And Prey to 12 finished alongside it and $14. Those colours did us a favour on, when did we bet last? Wednesday with Jazz Star, and hopefully, well, goes in the early quarter. Hopefully can repeat the dose there for us. Race 7, the Furphy Sprint, 1,200 metres, benchmark 84. Riding the Wave, returned very nicely, now third up in Australia. Kiwi horse here, again for Lindsay Smith. Draws out, it had a big finish on it at Ballarat when coming from last to first to win there. And I think Mooney Valley will suit it better. Is where I'm starting, around $6.50 up the straight, drawn outside gate, gets outside fence. Just a horse of interest for me. Defiant Dancer returned very well at Pakenham, and there's the obvious danger at the top of the market there. But they're the main two I'm playing in the 7th race of the day. The 8th being the County Handicap. As we mentioned, progretracing.com.au again, just plug that in there. 400 metre handicap open gala here. The horse I kept coming back to, just a horse of interest, was Vinland. Lindsay Smith has now got this horse, used to be with Tony McAvoy. Has always been a very talented horse, probably just off the boil a little bit last prep, but now new stable, change of scenery. Its figures at Flemington are 2 from 3 track and distance, and the only miss was chasing Grunt in a Group 3, which is fair form. I know it's old form, but fair form. I just kept coming back to that. I really like the return of Overexposure for the McAvoy yard. Chasing Serious Suspect at Pakenham, out to 1,400 suits. Last time was at 1,400, was up at the Gold Coast, actually, just looking through here. But I really like the return. Flemington will suit, right gate this time of the day. And again, around the $9 mark. With the other result in the race, I would suggest, obviously, Titan Blinders is flying. By this stage of the day, I don't know if gate 1's leading necessary recipe for success at Flemington. So just looking to play the 2 each way there. Race 9 to wrap up the day is the Christmas Plate over the 1,000. And again, one around the $9 mark that I'm going to have something on will be China Affair for the Jason Warren stable. 1,000 metre horse, 3 from 4 over the distance. Inside gate question mark up the straight, but booking of Damien Oliver suggests probably some intent here. So will be my best result in the race. Obviously, Overkill, we've spoken about lots. Has had 2 tough runs. It's a lead, then sort of sandwiched between leader and 3 wide, and the horse that sat 3 wide of it the whole way. This is probably its race, $3.50. If you've been on it, its last couple, I would suggest don't jump off just yet. But that's how I'll finish up the last at Flemington. Really struggled to have stamp an absolute best of the day. So in the interest of value instead, I'll give you 3 value horses that I'll be playing, and that'll be China Fair in the last, as we just discussed, Lamu and Midships, all hopefully around double figures, and hopefully we can get a result on 1 or 2 of them. Quickly give you my thoughts on the quaddy. Again, a bit wider here. $50 is going to get you just under 17%, but we'll play with 2, 4, 7, 10, 11, and 14 into 6 and 8, into 2, 3, 4, 9, and 10, home with 4, 6, 13, and 14. That wraps up the Flemington preview for progretracing.com.au as we head to Royal Randwick. Currently soft, good drying day yesterday. Again, quite warm day in Sydney today. There is supposed to be rain on the way tonight. Unless there's rain in the program, I'm tipping it's probably going to play soft as well, or at least better than they will suggest it if they put up in the heavy range. But I'm working on a softish track with the rail out. I'll keep an eye on any bias, but probably plays okay. I'm treating it maybe off to start by the end of the day, though. The first, of late we've skipped the tiered races, but I think there's enough exposed form here where I can put Paul Leal on top. I liked it. It looks a small, speedy type, so any worrying I don't think is gonna trouble it too much. But very impressive down at Moonee Valley, reeling in the winner there. Most of the other chances went to Wyong on Wednesday, so I'm thinking we can start the day with Paul Leal for the Godolphin stable in the first. I will let the two handicaps go through to the keeper, though, because not enough hours in a day for me to be doing highway handicap form as well on top of everything else. Race 4, benchmark 88 over the 2,000 metres. And question mark for me is what I do with Vadian. Just didn't travel when it went to Newcastle. Trial since was good. Gate 1 here probably leads. Don't quite know what to do with it. With the way the Waterhouse stable's been going, probably leaving it alone. But that all said, accountability easily on top for me. Number 8, should have won the lead up to this. Just got a bit out of its ground chasing significance. J-Mac probably just let that race slip away from it a bit. Another chance here, 2,000 metres again, 3 weeks between runs. 2 weeks between runs, I should say. I think you should just win this race. Significance has come out and won again since, so fine with accountability on top. Elaborate gets the perfect run tucked just behind the speed. If Gone By and Vadian decide to go after each other, Elaborate gets the last shot, and I believe it's about $13, so it'll be the saver there for me. So, yeah, 8 from 1 in the fourth. Race 5, over the mile, benchmark 78. Best of the day for me here. Easy to like Fulmina's return. Wide, last, flew home. Out now to the mile suits. Very hard to beat. Only has to get into clear air, Tom Sherry, and I think we'll win this race. Horse that's going to get the perfect run chasing Night will be Big Boy Roy, who's come back in pretty good form. And I know just got fought off by Edison last week, but only has to go past. If Fulmina is not in the finish, only has to probably get past one horse here to win this race. So, and again, around $9, you're getting a good each way bet to as a saver there. So, Fulmina from Big Boy Roy, race 5. We see the girls 78 in race 6 over the 1,400 metres. Tricky affair. Vitesse just had every possible last start for J-Mac, with probably the rail a little bit in its favour as well. No pressure. Gate 1 again. Not quite sure what I want to do with it. I'm probably happy to forgive Invinciano out of that race. Didn't start shorter. Covered ground, less than, probably a little bit disappointing in the end, but just forgiving it slightly. Before that, its form was exemplary from Vitesse, and I will probably end up having something on St. Cummins Spirit again, as I always seem to do. Saigon flew last prep, not quite sure. Trial was standard, well, a trial, can't take much out of that. Maybe the fresh blood here, but yeah, Invinciano from Vitesse there. Let's see how we go there. The 1,000 metre race 7, I'll be honest, no idea here. Few reviewers, few 1,000 metre horses, not a great deal of 1,000 metre form you can really stamp, which has led me to, if I have to, I'll probably forgive our Bellagio miss for Greg Hickman. Now gets Rachel King, who's flying, and 2 starts back chased Hulk. A little bit disappointing last start, but didn't really get the easiest of runs. I'm saying he can hopefully get across and find a reasonable spot from gate 7, not too far after lead, and might be in the finish at one of double figures in a race I'm not overly enthusiastic about. Race 8, more enthusiastic here. The obvious for me is Edison. Flying this prep, showed some fight last start. yeah, what can I add? Tim Clark on board, gets control again. Little battler, he'll be in a finish again from high-low with Rachel King on board, who chased through the cracks before that one beat Edison here. Started favourite and beat it, so they're too obvious. Away from that, not a lot else I want to really talk about. Yes, there is. There's one other horse. It's my old mate Badouche. Short lit up, 10 weeks between runs. Trial since was nice. Is a winner at around $12. Is probably an easy bet to have, to be honest with you. Race 9, benchmark 88 over the 1,200 metres. As my computer refreshes. 3 horses for me. Mo's Crown was tremendous last start on pace. Now gets J-Mac from T. Clark. Gate 1, I imagine, been the same spot. Looked the winner at the 100, just got reeled in. Maybe an easier affair here for third up now, fourth up now. Hard fit. Mo's Crown on top for me from Cordia. Or might be the most talented horse in the race. Trialled fine since, and will be in the finish. Not much more I can add on the race. 3 you can forgive. Very good first up, perhaps a flat run second up. And if you're going to get double figures, I think it's around $15 at one stage. Third pick for me. But number 7, Mo's Crown on top from number 10, Cordia. And to wrap up the day, where are we here? More profits over the 400 metres, 3 and 4-year-old benchmark 72, but more profits we found was very good to us returning. Bowman Sticks, it was a lovely return. Similar run here, a lot of horses I don't want to have anything to do with. And I believe it's, $7 again and great each way bet. So yeah, more profits on top for Bowman and Thompson. $6.50 it's been backed. Main dangers, a couple came out tonight, but yeah, it'll be the lightly raced Godolphin horse Tamerline, who was pretty good. Resuming, Arabian Hussey comes down from Melbourne, but was dominant, blowing away Checkerboard, who might have life with me now, but he's going Magic Millions bound, so goes into the quaddie. But on top for me to wrap up the day, more profits. Final thoughts on Randwick at headquarters day as we head into Christmas week. Best of the day will be Fulmina. Best value Mo's Crown for the Jason Coyle Yard quaddie. 3, 10, 11 into 5, 7, 10 and 12 into 3, 7, 9, 10, 11, 15, 1, 4, 8, 10, 13, 14. $50 gets you 12%. And that for progretracing.com.au. Check them out for extensive guides and free tips. Is show us your tips for the 19th of December 2020. Good luck this weekend, punters, and wish me luck as I head out to the golf course to hack around and chase some little white balls around. Catch you all next week.